What's going on, YouTube? This is SG1 Sports, and you're watching our Big Ten football channel.
Wisconsin versus Ohio State, a rematch from a game played a little over a month ago. And in that game, Ohio State won fairly easily. Can Wisconsin get some revenge this time? Can they play a little bit better? And there's a lot on the line here for both of these teams. Wisconsin, if they lose, they might not make the Rose Bowl. Could be Penn State. For Ohio State, you figure they're in the playoff, maybe even regardless of this outcome. But there's still a path for Wisconsin to the playoff. I was thinking about this. If Clemson were to get upset, if Oregon were to beat Utah, Wisconsin could still maybe make the college football playoff. It's a stretch, but you never know. Now, the game is at 8 o'clock Eastern Time, 7 o'clock Central Time on Saturday night. The game will be on Fox. Ohio State is a 16-point favorite. They won the first game by more than that. I don't have, let's see, the score. I think it was like 38-7. So they won by 31 points. That game was at home for them. Wisconsin hung around for a while. It was actually scoreless at the end of the first quarter and just 10-0 at halftime. But Ohio State got the offense going in the second half of that game. They really shut down Jonathan Taylor. He did not have a good game at all. I think Wisconsin is going to have to be able to throw the ball to win this game. They're not going to be able to rely on Jonathan Taylor. I think their defense is good enough to keep them in the game if the offense can produce and have some long drives and run the ball a little bit. Then maybe they've got a shot. So here are the stats for each of these teams. You see Ohio State coming in averaging almost 50 points per game. Wisconsin 35.8 points per game. Points allowed, Ohio State's actually got the better defense there as well. 11.8, Wisconsin at 14.6. There was a time early in the year we thought Wisconsin had the best defense in the country. Ohio State maybe now has an argument for that. I know Georgia's out there really good, but Ohio State's definitely one of the top defenses. Total yards per game, pretty big advantage here also for Ohio State through the air. Not really that big of a gap when you think about Wisconsin and the fact that they don't really throw the ball a whole lot. Only about a 50-yard difference there, 55. And then on the ground, that's where it's even more interesting is Ohio State actually runs the ball for more than Wisconsin. You know how much Wisconsin runs the football with Jonathan Taylor. Ohio State actually averages more yards per game on the ground at 280 yards, and it's with Justin Fields back there at quarterback, this rushing attack. And I said this back in the preseason. I said this would possibly be the best rushing attack in the country team-wise because of Justin Fields at that running back spot. Plus J.K. Dobbins, he's having a phenomenal year, and I think Fields' running ability has kind of helped Dobbins, the two really feeding off of each other, and it's almost impossible to stop. Yards allowed, Ohio State giving up 232 yards per game. Wisconsin, 277. Passing yards, Ohio State's defense, their pass defense has been phenomenal, only 141 yards per game. Rushing yards, they've been really good. Both teams are really good against the run, giving up less than 100 yards per game. This is going to be a big game. Does Wisconsin have a shot? I don't know. I think they have a shot if they can win the turnover battle, if they can get a little something going in the passing game, and if they can shut down the run game of Ohio State. I think if Ohio State cannot run the football at all, if a team could completely shut down their run game, I don't think Ohio State could win because I don't think the passing game is good enough. Now, I'm not saying they can't throw the football, but I don't know that they could really rely on that passing game to win them a football game. So Wisconsin, that's going to be the challenge. They've got to stop the run for Ohio State. And then, they're probably going to give up some big plays in the passing game. But if they can do a little bit themselves in the passing game, they can hang around in this game, get to the fourth quarter. And again, if they can force a couple of turnovers, maybe they have a shot. Last game was 38-7. Again, Wisconsin could not run the football. Ohio State forced 2 fumbles in that game. They were the 2 turnovers in that one. And then on the ground for Ohio State, they had 264 yards rushing. So that, you can't beat this team if you give up 264 yards on the ground. Wisconsin going to have to stop that run game. That will be the key for them, I think, to have any shot in this one. They will have to slow down this Ohio State rushing attack. And what is so tough about Ohio State is Justin Fields. When it's, and I've talked about this season, what happens when it's 3rd and 10? Can Justin Fields make the throw to convert a first down? Can he make that tough throw when he's behind the chains and things like that? And, I don't know if he's done that real consistently, but the thing is, 3rd and 10, he can easily pick up a 3rd and 10 with his legs because he is such a good runner. And that is where this team just kills you offensively. You get them into 3rd downs, Justin Fields just takes off and runs for a first down. That's going to be another issue that I think Wisconsin is going to struggle with. And again, I don't think Wisconsin is good enough. I think they put up a better effort this time. I think they make a really good effort to slow down the rushing attack a little bit. I think they make a little bit more of an effort to throw the ball themselves and not just try to go out there and rely on Jonathan Taylor, because I just don't think that's going to work. I don't think you can be one-dimensional against this Ohio State defense. I think they throw the ball a little bit more, maybe have some success. They hang around in this game, but at the end of the day, I just think Ohio State, they're too good. So I'm going to say closer than the experts think, but Ohio State still wins this game comfortably. 34-20, my final prediction. I just think Ohio State it's just too much. I don't think Wisconsin can slow them down enough. I mean, maybe they do a little bit better than last game and just give up 34 points. Turnovers. That's the only way, in my opinion, Wisconsin can win this game, is if they win the turnover battle by at least 2. If they can force a couple of interceptions or maybe get a big play on special teams. It's one of those games where they're going to have to have something special go their way to have a real shot to win this game. But I think they're more competitive. They cover the spread. They keep it within a couple of touchdowns, but Ohio State kind of keeps it that margin throughout the game, and Wisconsin never has you're watching this game and you never think Wisconsin has a legitimate chance to win. They just kind of hang around. Ohio State proves that they are the better team. Offensively and defensively, I think the Buckeyes are better, and they will win this game. Again, 34-20, my final prediction, final score in this one.